a pity party. But if you stay weak too long, you're going to eventually have a pity party. But what I love about David, though he admits he's weak, he recognizes that he needs some help. And I'm going to tell you today, I don't care where you are in life. All of us need some help. Ooh, you ain't that bad. You're not that strong. I don't care how good your job is. I don't care how good your spouse is. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. All of us need some help. All of us. You come to a place in life where you need some help. I said, you come to a place in life where you need help. I need some help, Lord. But there are people that will try to make you think that they don't ever need nobody. There are folk that will try to make you think they can do everything by themselves. They can handle every situation. They don't need to go to nobody. They don't ever need to talk to nobody. They don't ever need comforting. They don't ever need a kind word. But let me submit to you that you're lying, because all of us need some help every now and then. Every one of us are subject to getting weak. You know, certain folk you can talk to, you can tell them, say, look, you know, I'm battling, I'm this, that, and that. And when you admit to some weakness, they'll change the way they think about you. Y'all let me work with this. I say they'll even change the way they look at you. I used to think she was all that, but she told me that she was. I don't care how good of a church you belong to. All of us need help. And it's sad when you have people that don't recognize that they need help until it's almost too late. Why didn't you get up and ask somebody for some help? Why didn't you come to somebody for some advice? Why did you try to handle it all by yourself? See, one of the biggest tricks of the enemy is to divide and conquer. Get somebody alone. Get them feeling like they're all alone. Get them feeling like they're in it by themselves. Get them to feeling like nobody cares. Nobody loves them. Nobody is concerned about them. And he can easily destroy such a person. I don't care how long you've been in the church. I don't care how long you've been saved. If the enemy can divide you, if he can separate you from folk that desire to help you, from people that have your best interests in heart, sooner or later he's going to devour you. Sooner or later he's going to destroy you. But all of us have to wake up. We have to recognize that there are just simply times that we go through stuff that we can't handle on our own. We need a good friend. We need a good prayer partner. We need somebody to tell us don't give up. We need somebody to encourage you. Notice the book of Ecclesiastes. Just flip over a little bit. I'll tell you, you're a messed up person if you think you don't need nobody. I say you're a messed up individual when you think you don't need nobody. I can do it by myself, but not with this problem, not with this situation. This one is going to take you out if you don't get some help. Shout to your neighbor and just tell them, I need some help. Man, I'm not too proud to ask somebody to help me. Man, I recognize that I need help. I recognize I ain't God. I'm not all powerful. I will admit to you right now that I need help. I'm a pastor, but I need help. Because you understand, you can be up today. You say, Pastor, I ain't got a care in this world. Everything is going my way. Yeah, that's today, baby. But tomorrow you can find your little old self needing some help. That's why you don't despise folk that need help. Be careful you looking down on them because they need some help. Be careful the way you looking at them because they coming and needing some help with the bills this month. Be careful how you rolling your eye. Be careful how you. That could be you. Matter of fact, that has been. You ever looked at somebody before and you said to yourself, my God, that used to be me. I was there. See, sometimes you go through stuff in life, it'll weaken you. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You go through certain stuff financially, it weakens you. When a mother can't feed her own children, when a mother can't provide for her very own, man, that will weaken a person. When a man can't pay his bill, when a man can't put food on the table, he can't provide, that will weaken you. When certain folk hurt you, who are we? Do we have on some type armor that we are exempt? There's certain stuff folk can say and do to you. It hurt you. You say, but that hurt. That affected me. What they said to me, I have not been able to get it off of my mind. I've ever been there. But see, this is the problem. Notice Ecclesiastes 4. Notice, this is the problem. Notice Ecclesiastes 4, 9 and 10. Notice what he said. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his what? Y'all ain't with me? Ecclesiastes 4 and 10. For if they fall, one will lift up his what? One will lift up his what? See, when you fall, thank God there's somebody there to say, hey, I will help lift you up. Notice, you can't lift up somebody that don't want to get up, but I'll help you if you want to get up. You can be down financially, and if God lead me to help you, I'll help you to do what you need to do. Why? Because we are together. We're not divided. I'll help you. Look at it. Look at it now. For if they fall, one will lift up his what? Companion. This is the main point I want y'all to see. But woe to him. Woe to her. Woe to them who are alone when they fall. Do you see this? Do y'all see this? But woe to him who is alone when he fall, for he has no one to help him what? Tell your neighbor, it ain't good to try to do everything on your own. Tell somebody else, it ain't good to try to solve every problem on your own. Tell somebody, it ain't good to try to solve every situation on your own. Oh, shout to somebody, you need some help. You trying to act like you don't, but you need some help. You can't do it on your own. Is anybody with me thus far? Because again, you could be on the top. And sometimes when folk get it going good in life, they get to thinking and acting like they don't need nobody. I can do everything by myself. But that is not the case. I said that is not the case. You can never afford to think more highly of yourself than you ought to think. Is that right? And so that says to me that as Christians especially, we should be helpers one to another. We shouldn't mind helping each other out. Woo! And you shouldn't have to tell everybody when you help somebody out. If God led you to help somebody, you ain't got to broadcast it. You ain't got to tell everybody what you did, how much you did, and what it took to do it. Just give God the praise that you was able to be a help, to be a blessing to somebody else. Come on now. Notice the book of Ezekiel. Boy, we're gonna deal with this thing. Notice the book of Ezekiel. Because you got some people that the only person they care about or the only person they concerned about is self. They ain't concerned about helping nobody. Do y'all hear me? You got it's some in this house. Get to going through certain stuff. The only person they thinking about is them. You do recognize that other folk going through. You do recognize that you're not the only one battling. You do recognize that somebody else has been in this situation. You do recognize. Because I found out there are times that you be needing help. Sometimes that's when God will use you the most in order to help somebody else. There have been times that I had to help somebody else, but it seemed like I was in a worse condition than they was in. But I had a heart, a desire to help somebody else, knowing that whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So if I'm willing to help somebody when I need some help, God will send somebody to my rescue because I helped somebody else. What's wrong when saints don't want to help each other no more? What's going on when saints can see another child of God walking to church and you don't even bother to pull over? You don't even bother to ask them, do they need a ride? What's going on up in Zion? When you can see somebody crying and walk right out of the church without even so much as asking what's going on. Can I pray for you? Can I agree with you? What's going on? What's going on in Zion? When folk can lay out of church for 2 or 3 weeks and don't nobody call them. Don't nobody say we miss you. Where you been? Something ain't right. Notice Ezekiel 34. Something wrong when you say you save and you don't care when you see other folk hurting. What's wrong with you? Somebody's grieving and you don't care. Somebody's hurting and it don't bother you. Your sister is struggling and it don't bother you. What's going on with you? Well, Pastor, I'm just concerned about me and mine. As long as me and mine making it, I really don't care about what's going on with folk. You call yourself a child of God and ain't concerned with nobody else. Notice now, this upset God.